Good morning, everybody. We are back with the Men's Champion of Champions final for 2025 at State Champions Week here at Bendigo East Bowling Club. And this is the opening end in the race to 25 for the title. We have on the mat playing his last bowl at the end. He's one down here with a few seconds. It's David Wells from the West Coast region up against Ali Forsyth, who we've just seen in the semi-final earlier. JT in the commentary box for the first half of this one. Joshy.
Samuel, should be a cracker. And
what's Wellesley done here? Very stiff.
Very stiff. One down, or one to Ali if you want to call it.
Middle of the bowl past the Jack, who was a few.
Yep. It's a bit cliche, but
yeah,
you'd argue that they're the two form bowlers over the 2 days, hence why they're here right now. And the way they've been playing, this could be a cracker, an absolute cracker.
So I thought you were going to say I called this yesterday morning.
No, you called it. I didn't call this. No. I got to give credit where credit's due.
Well, he hasn't won it yet, but he's here.
No, but you
give himself a chance.
You predicted David to make the final. I think my prediction yesterday was whoever won out at Ali and Brody would win it. So, but I didn't predict David coming from the other side of the draw, but he's been fantastic. Look, his bowl says classic twos. I can't imagine they actually really are classic twos based on the way they draw.
I'm not so sure about that.
But they are a Henslow Bowl, who are a partner of Bowls Victoria.
So opening end, and Ali gets himself on the scoreboard with a 1. We got there for you on the screen. Still one more final to come later on, Joshy. So we've gone the men's champions final first, and then the mixed pairs straight after this one.
It wasn't the way it was originally going to be planned if Ali happened to win, but just a little bit of discussion and talk, and we decided to swing it around. And we will play the mixed pairs final straight after this match. Well, not straight after, but after this match. Great starter there from Ali, continuing the form that we just witnessed in the semi-final.
We talked about it off air that the big turning point of the match was that probably 3 or 4 down and swung the Jack into the ditch to make 3 himself, and then away he went in the middle stage of the game.
Now, you're probably not old enough, Sammy, but I can't ever recall a time in at least Victorian singles or Victorian champions where we would have 2 left-handers playing against each other in the final. That would be rare.
Barry, have ever played someone in the final that was also left-handed?
We don't have runners-up names on our website. So
Gary Ball, not left-handed.
No. But it would be rare.
Bit of conversation yesterday afternoon when we were watching a bit of the bowls, JT. David Wells is a very tall fella. Would have you ever played a bit of high-level football, do you think? Comes across as a bit of a...
Could have been a good basketballer, potentially,
maybe.
at that height, you know. I got told a fact yesterday. I don't know if it's 100% true.
Fact check.
Yeah, well, I'm just going to throw it out there, and at least it's a conversation starter. If anyone who's watching this match at home could clear it up or deny it. I was told that when he first started playing bowls, however many moons ago it was, he was asked, does he want to play pennant? And he said, no, I'm not playing pennant until I win a state title. State singles or championships, and he won that within 3 years of starting the sport.
So who's involved in pennant shortly after that?
Yeah, not a little bit of a delay to his pennant season. Again, it's what I got told. Down 2 or 3 here, Sammy.
Yeah, he has the bowls past the Jack, playing weight.
Going to rip one of his own out. It's not an ideal start, but he still has one to come this end.
Yeah, he wouldn't have wanted to be forced into playing weight already on the second end of the game.
The thing that Ali did super well, there we go, Cooper Westcombe. How would he know? He's younger than you, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. But he's been round bowls longer than me, so may have heard a similar story.
What I was about to say about Ali was that he never, in the match this morning against Brody, he always played a good bowl when he might have been a little bit under pressure.
It's the opening sort of half dozen ends where Brody was really locked in, and when he was Brody ever more than 2 or 3 shots ahead on the scoreboard?
No way, never. This is a very good bowl. Does give something he could hit and wing in as well.
Yeah, he's only got 1 pass. It is 4.
Such a good delivery for a big guy, Sammy.
Oh, missing on the wrong side this time. So it's a quick start.
Yeah, I think the 4th one's in. You might want to have a quick look at it.
I've already put it on the board, G. Put it on. It's 5-0. Morning to all those joining us across Facebook and YouTube. The views have been pretty good, pretty
good.
steady all week. There'll be a
Yeah.
few games that'll rack up the views for people going back to watch,
Replays.
including the game
I think
last night. We've
I
had
reckon that one would be a replayable match. If I was
singles was always
if I
pretty,
was Kelly, I'd go
easy to
back and watch that last end a few times.
How many times do you reckon she's replayed that in her mind overnight?
Hang on, Cooper. He said, Cooper Westcombe has said that he asked David about 8 years ago and he confirmed it. So there you go.
The boys would have come across in like Vic Opens up at Shep. And the 4th one is
Hope you're wrong, Sam.
in.
Oh well. 5-0 after 2.
Try again next week.
A little bit of breeze picking up here. It is a glorious day here at Bendigo East. A big thank you to them. A big thank you to the City of Greater Bendigo, Sam, who are our partners for this event.
Yes.
It's been a fantastic, what is it now, 9 days? 9 days we've been
Day
here.
1 was last Wednesday.
Thursday.
Thursday, sorry, yep.
Also a big shout out to Dandenong Club and Moama Bowling Club, who are our streaming partners.
Just not giving Wells any sort of look early at all.
Uh,
Has not played a loose ball in the game yet. Also, big shout out to, where have these come from?
the donut place down at Lake Waroona. Is it Waroona?
Werona?
Waroona. It's opposite where we're basically staying, Sammy. But the jam donuts are all time.
You didn't even want one.
Oh,
You've
no.
had 3.
I had 2.
Huh.
The waistline's looking good.
You're meant to be on a diet.
No,
he's been saying.
I was going to think about getting on a diet.
Well, was he just trying to find his weight again after a couple of running shots previous?
Oh. Now, Ellie won't probably like that because it's made it fat. I reckon there's every chance. David runs this already on his backhand. Oh. Is Ali going to change the shape of this head, Sammy? Yeah, it's still good.
It's done well to actually miss that and not turn it
I don't
down. He
think
would
it's
have
gonna
liked to.
I think David's still going to run still. He's on his backhand. Oh, he's wide again. Afternoon, everyone who's joined us in the chat through YouTube and or Facebook. No real danger for Ali in that. If he's just a full positive draw, try and change the shape and make it hard for Dave to get it with his last one. He surely can't miss 3 in a row this end, Sammy.
We'll find out shortly. More on target. Is getting anything through the jack he is and kills it. Well,
He needed
that
that.
was a needed, an understatement.
Well, technically he had 5 in a row. 2 the last end and 3 this end.
Yeah, the infield one's supposed to be 2 foot in front.
Will we replay that end?
Well, if Ali draws like this consistently throughout the game, we might not be here for very long. Wells, he's just got to try and hang on for the first little bit, stick around like probably Ali did in the first game. Ali Forsyth 5-0. We've played 2 ends where last end was killed after Ali held 4. Bit of wind just starting to pick up, JT, which is we've had kind weather pretty much the whole week.
But if you're looking at the trees in that, Sammy, you wouldn't think there's that much breeze based off what we can hear in our sound effects at the
Yeah.
moment. Maybe you'll have to turn the sound effect microphone down a smidgen.
If how many champion of champions could you name if I started at 2024 and worked backwards
I don't know.
without getting one wrong?
Oh no, I'd probably get one wrong after about the first or second one.
Nah, you'd be good at this.
Oh, I could probably rattle off who I think's won a champions.
We'll save that for halfway through the game.
Was last year Brad Marin or Jay By? I can't remember who won what.
Not giving away anything, pal.
I just know.
We'll come back to it. You can have a bit of thinking. I'll let you have a bit of thinking time.
I don't remember. If
We'll
we kept
come
the
back
same,
to
if we kept roughly the same schedule, we played the champions last, and I know Brad won it.
Just getting caught up in the front again. Hasn't been able to turn that any closer.
So
Chance here for Wells, see if you can get a bit of jack movement.
Jay By's definitely won one.
Has he backed off the pace too much, or is he
No,
enough
no,
to
he's
get
shot.
past the
It's definitely shot.
front? He is. He's played this really well. Has David Wells. Unintentional. Brilliant.
No pun intended, as you would
No,
say.
Absolutely not. And
Yep.
so for the second time in the game, actually, after the first 10, he finds himself down. Nothing past the jack. We're going to draw the shot. I feel like if he misses, he's got to sort of end up down near the tee here. Well, he gave it a chance, and he's got pretty much bang on the tee. Splits everything
maybe this
past
is the
jack.
type of match where no one's going for second shot, and they're just trying to get shot, and we might get a lot of numbers
A
early.
few numbers,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, David seems uber positive so far. Great bowling.
He's a gun. Don't be unexpected if that happens a few more times in the game. Solid draw bowler. David Wells picks up 2. He's on the board in the Champion of Champions final of 2025. Ali Forsyth with a lead 5 shots to 2. All right, 2024. Wait, focus.
What's that?
2024.
I
I'll say the year. You give me the winner.
just told you who it could be. I just don't know who won what.
Come on, you only get one shot at this. Otherwise, you're out.
I don't know. I'll say it
Last year's champions. You're literally here watching and commentating the game.
was probably Jay By.
Okay, you're out.
Oh, it's
All right,
the-
so Josh has no bowls knowledge. That's good. And that's
I've got
been
bowls
confirmed on
knowledge.
air.
I just don't know absolute facts.
How do you not know who? Wow. Okay.
Let's just get back to the game.
No need to suck it up.
Yeah, I know that's who it was. Handy starter there from Ellie. I'm right now.
That's called cheating.
Ball in front of Jack High.
Yeah, the call Ali's just bowling front, can play it positive, work off his, probably gets back down to the jack.
Not quite there, Sammy. Just look at the names who've won it, though. It is the who's who of Victorian bowls over the last forever.
Excluding you and I, yep.
Don't think we'll ever get considered that, Sammy.
The who's who. Mr. Graham Spencer just mentioning a very steady play at Mr. Welsh. We've seen it in his previous 3 games already. Just very solid. Knocked out Greg Podesta from Ballarat Highlands this morning.
He was in great
In a
form
close
himself.
game?
Yeah,
Yep.
he's been in great form too. Oh, Libby.
Good shot for no result.
This ball. Half a ball in front of Jack High.
Chances, JT. Just needs to settle now.
Jeez, he's played it reasonably well. You know what, though? I think that's going to force Ellie to run now.
Can he get both moving, or is the other one locked in?
Depends if he hits it.
An inch between them.
All right, question there from Ellie Forsyth. Want to know whether the 2 David Wells bowls were touching. There's an inch gap.
Is he still going
He's
even if
going.
there is a gap?
He's definitely going, because he can also get Jack in the hole too, Sammy. It's one of Ellie's weapons, this shot.
He's getting caught up in the front.
Oh, no. It's a yuck way to do it. But when you play with a little bit of weight, you increase the chances of getting some results going there.
Did apologise as it ran on to the jack. He scores the 1. And get the mat back. Lead 6 shots to 2. I don't know. Sometimes Spence puts stuff on social media that doesn't really make sense. That comment's up there with one of them.
Right.
What about the players who are up in championships?
Can you clarify that statement or question? Because it's kind of a statement. It's kind of a question. And Unch wants to know where...
Your mate.
Oh, my mate. You're the one who deleted her.
Oh, yeah, they might have been blocked, Unch. I forgot about that. 24 hours is a long time in bowls. I wasn't in the mood for it yesterday. Alright, he played this length a little bit against Brody as well, didn't he? When he's getting the jack up near the tee and Matt.
Yeah.
It's
It's
like
not
a real
it's
3/4 length.
longish.
Yeah.
It's longish without being long.
First bowler's been pretty much on the money nearly every end. He's really locked in here. Here's Ali's one, just sits up behind the jack. Have to get that to fall down. David Wells representing obviously the West Coast region, JT, but
City Memorial.
from City Memorial in Warrnambool.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Brian.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Brian. That's nice, Brian. Well, just mentioned that Ali will have to get his home pole to sort of fall down in behind the jack. Well, he's moved it to the other side of the head. It's close for shot. Managed to figure out what Spencer's trying to get onto.
Still not convinced. Anyone's wondering what we're talking about? Just go check out our chat.
But Barb, if you'd like to log on and speak for Spence, that would be really helpful.
Of course, if a runner's up, you may never win a title because you haven't won a title. I mean, I don't know. We love you, Spence. Good thanks.
Yes, great man. And see a change of hands here from
David Wells.
David Wells. Looks unders for both. Calling that one the Brendan unders. Under for line and under for weight.
Got to force Ellie to play forehands.
Yeah.
On the right track here,
what's the
Sammy.
speed doing?
Yeah, it's on the right
Is
track.
it enough to get there, Josh?
Trying hard.
Covers up the jack, gives... If Welsh
Yes,
doesn't do anything,
I-
you and I are on the same page.
Absolutely. Pity we can't execute, though.
No.
Do you want me to put it out there? You still haven't won a game at State Champs Week yet?
Well, yeah, but this is also coming from a person who has neither.
No, but unofficially, you still
Oh,
haven't
I
won.
forgot about this.
Yeah, you're zipping 3.
Oh, okay, so Welsh, he doesn't change anything. He'll only look for the bowl.
Ali's
Even if
gonna
he's
run.
holding one, will he go?
Absolutely. Just because if he gets it, he's got 3. Ali is an attacking sort of player, so this would be right up his alley. Afternoon, Julie. Hope you and Grey Hoodie Beer Man are well. Joining us all the way from WA. Told you, Sammy. Close.
No, the G doesn't miss these, man.
Still made 2. Got one of his own, but made 2.
Could have drawn for 2. He could have also flicked it out without getting his back on for 3.
Yeah.
That's a good hit.
David has still got one to come. I don't think there's enough room for him the way he's been playing so far. But there is a little bit of scoreboard pressure so far, Sammy.
There is, and especially if Welty doesn't impact this. Needs a... What does he need? 2 feet? On his last? Just giving a chance to line and drawing to the shot bowl more than anything.
We discussed this the other day. There's pressure and perceived pressure, and things like this is one of those instances where if you were 0-all, match starting, you had that much room, you'd probably go, I'll probably draw that.
Bang.
But if you're 24 down or whatever it is, it becomes a little bit more difficult because you're thinking about the consequences.
And the consequences are it's short and wide, and Ali picks up another 2. And it's won 4 of the first 5 ends, which sees him taking 8 shots to lead in the men's champions final of 2025. Not the last final to be played at Champs Week. Up here, still the mixed pairs final to come straight after this game. Between Ali, of course, who's teaming up with Kelly. And they're up against the Northern Gateway team of John Yates, who's leading up for Michaela Long.
Afternoon, Kevin. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for your congratulations to our boss man Tone and the rest of the BV team for the stream. Kev is the father of one of the champion winners.
He was actually up here watching yesterday as well.
Was he? I didn't see you, Kev.
No.
Who?
His son.
Brenton?
Yep.
Oh, I did not see him yesterday. Another one of our champion winners.
just continuing to pile them in on the draw. Giving Wellesley much of a look early on at all. What can you do, JT? Obviously, Wellesley, plenty of experience. Shots like that helping the course, but still one green.
Well, I think, again, it's still early. It's definitely not dire straits by no means. 'Cause again, we touched this in a singles before, is that you only have to get one, and then while they're not getting it, and you can always have a chance of catching up. I think David's got to obviously try and win an end. Things like length change the mat to a different position.
Yep.
You know, even change of hands potentially at times can change the way the game's
Probably
going.
know whatever length you're going to play, Ali's still going to be thereabouts, so right. But maybe Wellesley has something that's been working for him
when
more than often.
when you make a championship final, there's no doubt you got talent, so
Yeah.
you're good enough to be able to do that type of stuff.
Should come in, just needs to stop. Still just over. Finds himself at least one down again. Only a chance to draw one more. How's he gone?
He's going to get to his other two bowls. I just don't think he's going to pass them, though. He'd be unhappy about that. Chance here for Dave. Draw shot, obviously, but if he gets a little bit of jack movement, he might make three.
If he's better speed here, he's half a go.
Looks good to me.
David Wells makes the correction, draws the shot. He's been 4 down, killed it in this direction, 2 or 3 down there, and has drawn 1. FORSYTH leading it.
8-3. I didn't know you were going with that. I'm just
okay.
trying to help you out, Sam.
Thank you, pal.
You got a nice question there.
Johnny Davis is loving watching the bowls.
I'm
The
not
commentary at
not
the
talking
Chancellor
about that
Bowl.
one.
Oh.
Talking about Tubby's little question.
Well, I didn't know what was happening. Hadn't heard anything about it until I saw it go live on Facebook. Did I show you?
Yeah, no, I had a look. Had a chuckle. You didn't show me.
Didn't I?
No, I don't think you did.
Not bad work. Although in saying that, that's all I've seen on social media the last 24 hours.
Those dolls and, oh, mate,
Yeah.
the random pages that come
Yeah.
up on my feed now.
All of a sudden, that's all I've seen.
Zuckerberg and his algorithms. Come on, mate. Morning to you, Warren. Although it's afternoon here in sunny Victoria and Bendigo, it is morning in WA as he's joining us from. Correction here from David Wells. Oh, I thought he was going to get a bit more of the jack then, Sam. Just shows you how good this green is running.
Starting to see a lot of late turn in this direction. Not sure if this is wide enough either to finish on the
It's going to count though.
centre line. It's such good weight that it'll be in for 2. Continuing to dominate on the draw.
I was going to say the worst thing he could probably do here is sit one jack high, give something David to land,
He's actually stayed away from it, JT, but
and nearly counting.
in for 3. Wellesley with work to do again. More pressure once more with his Last bowl, he's picked up the mat without realising he only has one left, and that pulls up shy.
He'd be unhappy with that, I can imagine. I would be.
Is Ali changing hand or not? Good speed either side of the last.
Right, he's got a chance for 4 here. He's staying there, Sammy. He's back in his exquisite skill. He's played the high line, Sammy. The reason why I reckon he played that hand was on the other side. There was every chance of turning the maroon in to the head because it was a lot
Up on the
closer.
running surface as well.
Yep.
All right, takes a 3. No complaints. He's well on top here, and the scoreboard just starting to reflect that now. 11-3, game high lead. Nice day for some great bowls. It's meant to be heading up over the weekend here for City Country as well.
And you'll be involved, Sammy?
She.
Yeah. You're in the city side playing 2 for Bryce Young, is that correct?
I've always been from the city.
You technically don't live in the city, but you know your current primary club is a city club,
Right.
so that's how we adjudicate that.
Would you say 2 for Bright? Yes, correct.
Glad you answered my question.
I don't know. Giffer might have made some last-minute team changes.
I'm not sure it's up to Gifford to change.
Giffer's here today.
Yeah, he's coming at some stage.
He's up here.
I don't think he's
In the
here yet, is
building.
he?
Yep.
Is he?
Oh, soy amigo.
I don't even know what that means.
That means I'm friends with in Spanish.
Uh-huh. You're a bit more educated than I thought, Sammy.
A tone of surprise.
Right. Ali has started well again this end. He's really building the momentum.
Weight control so good every time. He's missed the line there, but it's just continuing to build the head with the first 2 bowls. Wells, nicely played. Just change over to the back end there. Had himself a bit of a different look. Sits it out for 1.
I'm glad Barbara could clarify.
Thank you, Barbie.
Oh, look, I know we put our winners up on the website. I'd argue
Shottier.
there's got to be Great Bow Alley. He's probably still down there. Oh, I don't know.
Stiff, got through the app.
If I'm a betting man, we've got to have a file there somewhere which probably has the runners-ups in there as well. Maybe that's a job for you in your downtime, Sam. You know, you're the events and competitions coordinator.
A real wintertime, middle of July job, that one.
As David's looking to come down and sit that bowl
Does
of
run the
Ali's.
outside of this.
Oh, yeah.
Well, to get down to the outside of the Ali's closest, he's got a
Oh, it's one to Ali.
little touch and
Doesn't
it's one up
change
to
the
one
shot.
down.
Ali's going to look to touch the jack around the corner, Sam. He's on the high side, I reckon, or he's overplayed it pace-wise.
Flying.
No, I always said he's either on the high side or he's overplayed it pace-wise. So he played it on the high
He's
side.
on the high side.
Come on, mate. I had one foot in both camps there to cover myself.
Yeah. All right. Dave Wells a bit unlucky with the last. Can he shot back? Not with this. We think it's 1 green, which, despite the green graphic on the scoreboard, it's actually the green paddles are those with the green stickers for Ali, and he grabs the mat and picks up another one.
And the uniform too.
Well, Both
Yeah, but
uniforms, probably
David's
correct.
also got red bowls, hence why we're using red paddles for David.
Ah,
Uh-huh.
so 12-3 and continues to play this length. Yep.
Well, I was going to say, he keeps rolling the jack to the same spot, but he's moved the mat in different spots. It's been back a couple of
After I
times,
looked
come up
across
forward.
before he started to speak, I realised that the mat's slightly further up.
But this is sort of the length he actually played against Brody at one stage too. He's sort of moving it up and down a little bit as well.
Wellesley might have just made a comment there as Ali turned his back on his opening bowl. What do you reckon it was? Just
Are you human?
thanks for giving me a foot.
Are you human?
Thanks for giving me a foot of room to draw this time. That's nice.
It's a pretty good starter there by David. It's definitely his first bowl pressure has to be
Well,
getting
this would hurt because
better.
Ali's weighing up with it to go and run at this, I reckon.
Full bowl in front.
Full bowl in front can work off it to get to the jag.
Yeah, I reckon you're right, Sammy. You've picked it early.
Very close here, JT.
Jack in the
As he
heart.
knows the
Jack in
jack.
the heart.
Oh, that hurts. That'll hurt.
Oh, wow.
That is just rude.
It's probably part of the reason why he continues to leave the jacking at the tee, because he's so good at running it himself.
Tell you what, I was just trying to
Jeez,
get a close
he's-
second. It's
He's played it pretty well.
about as good as he could have done, really.
Dare I mention that shot yesterday in the mixed pairs match where there was a toucher in the ditch, maybe 3 or 4 inches away?
Right, all seriousness aside, it might have been one of the best shots I've ever seen. Just a shame no one was there to film it.
No. It's a half decent reply from Ellie too.
Fair attempt, so it'll be one there. You can just see it there. Good work, Bradley. There's just about zero chance Wells he can draw this, but he's going to make
Maybe
sure
if he
get it
sat on the edge and hung
hung
over.
the edge,
The Jack's
maybe.
ditches are good where you can draw with confidence, as evidenced by Kelly's final bowl yesterday in that ladies singles final.
It's true. It's just going, so Ali with one more bowl to play, does he think it's easier to
Might
try
run
and
it
draw
in.
a second or run the closest red bowl?
There's no real danger for him. Good graphic there from technician Brad. Showing the match status so far.
Ali's holding a
Was he
very
playing
good one here,
landing
landing on
weight?
top of the jack in the ditch. I reckon he's
Landing
trying to play a
weight.
little bit of a sit and stay. There's probably more weight than that. Didn't really have a real clear run to
But if he
rip
hits
the
that
bowl.
fat though, he's probably hanging for still. If you get it in the middle, it's probably stunning
Close.
for 3.
It didn't move as much as he thought it was going to. It actually didn't look terrible halfway down. Willsey thought about almost conceding that then. I actually don't think he can draw it.
If he was ready to concede it, then I reckon you're right. That's
What
one
was
to
it?
Ellie. Score's now 13-3, is that right?
So it is. It was the first time he missed a draw shot with his first bowl, and then Wellesley probably did a pretty good job of trying to jump on and get himself going. And he's just said, nope. Jack in the ditch. So it's a slightly different going this way as well. She's been rolling the jack
Shorter.
To the tee.
Yep. He could be applying one of those strategies where you're changing things subtly and not trying to roll the same length, and more so get your opponent off rhythm versus you picking a length and nailing it all match. And backing himself to adjust.
Yep.
When you get to roll the jack, you get to feel that weight.
Some hope. Just needs to hold on now. Starters by both. Get back far enough. Still one green, so he's opening ball at the end. It's the best for now. Well, he can be pretty positive at this. Just pinch the line.
Do you think Ali maybe changes now and try and turns around the corner the other way?
I reckon you've called this one well. Holding one. How's it looking?
On the higher side. Good home though.
Plenty around it again.
This one's close, Sammy.
Yeah, this one's contact.
Wow, I thought he had that probably 2 feet out from it, passing Jack Eye.
Like hanging on to one here.
Doesn't change the shot. Sit the bowl, turn the jack around the corner.
Definitely tied up.
Yep.
But needed to beat.
Awfully close.
Well, that one held the line a long way.
Yeah, I thought that would have given earlier. David could play a good draw shot, flop the jack once, make 3 shots here. Although he's playing, well, he's changed.
He's got the pole over in his hand a couple of times here.
So he's backhand. Is he running? It is an attacking line, Sammy.
Trying to sit the ball out underneath the head. Is this why he's played at JT? Oh. Well, he's got pretty unlucky the first time around with his third bowl not to land the shot or get the jack. He's played it one inside out. Missed it by small margins. It's another end. It's one. 14-3 is one of the last 4 ends, and just as we've touched on, keeping control of the mat and the length going back in this direction.
At the very least, David has limited the damage the last few ends by only dropping 1.
Played 10 ends. David Wells has won 2 of them. Who said Ali Forsyth was going to win 8 of the first 10 ends? Would you have said he'd been on more than 14 shots? You'd probably say somewhere between 12 and 15 or 16.
The way I'd seen David play the last 2 days, if Ali
He probably
won
wouldn't have
8,
expected to.
I would have
yeah.
thought, well, one, he wouldn't have won 8 out of the first 10 ends, but also if he, I reckon he maybe like get to 10, singles only type thing.
Now he's picked up a 4, a 3, and a 2.
David has asked a question, Sammy. Are these grass greens? Yes, they are. They are fantastic grass greens. They are. We're very lucky here in Australia that our TIFF dwarf greens get really quick and nice and flat and hard. Not sure where David's joined us from, but thank you for joining in. Another good bowl here, Sammy. Every chance of seeing weight here, I reckon. It's the one part of his game that's probably missing today, Sammy. His runners, where I reckon I'd hardly seen him miss one over the last couple of days as well. What about?
I've seen enough of him to play, except though in saying that earlier this morning to win the game.
I know where Stratford is in Cairns, Dave. So yeah,
JT knows Cairns very well.
I have visited there a couple of times back in my former days working for Bowls Queensland. Visited every club in the tropical far north. Right, David's running again, Sammy.
Closer. Gets both.
It's probably still one down though. He was 3, I reckon. So he's limited the damage again. Another one to Ali Forsyth, and the score is now 15-3.
So we've been listening when you've been Ubering me around this week to a lot of podcasts in between accommodation.
It's not a lot of Ubering and
Well,
not a lot of
Ubering for you.
podcasts.
Well, a little bit of podcasts.
Yeah, what
Is
was
there a space for us to get one going again?
podcast?
You and Jim did for a little while, but it was uploaded more to YouTube, wasn't it?
Well, we'd probably have to talk first to our wonderful marketing manager and Mel Allen. Talk to our streaming guys and Brad and Josh and see if there's something we can do there. I did once run a podcast for a little period, Sammy, during
As
COVID
part
times.
of BV?
No, this was just something I did on my own.
Did you?
Yeah, it was called There's Something in the Water, and it was a podcast about all the elite athletes that come out of my home area, because for such a little place, we had so many of them.
I did know this.
So I dabbled in this
Yes.
space for a little bit. In my final one, I did about 10 for my first
Who was
season.
your most notable one?
John Longmire.
That's right.
He actually
Good get.
visited me in the children's hospital when I was a very young kid.
Good get.
Yeah. All right. Again, building pressure. And I even managed to secure, the band Sam and Sam.
Yes.
Yeah, I secured one of their songs to be my music intro.
A little intro.
Oh yeah, I was all over it.
Well done.
So yeah, maybe we might do a Bowls podcast. I don't mind being a little bit controversial and throwing a few things out there, Sammy. Seeing whose feathers I can ruffle.
Stand by. Shot here.
Wants to go with it, which he
Yeah.
does.
Thought it was a little less than that. He was going with it just nicely to tuck
Yeah.
it around, but it's gone on by. Is he still holding? You can see it better
Well,
than
Johnny
me.
did indicate green paddle first. Right, David's staying on his forehand.
Well, you can follow that down. Not easy.
The thing is, he just played one there, so
It is giving him a guide. Just don't miss the front. Does he stop for another second, maybe, if he is down? Not far away. I don't think Ali's now a toucher as well.
If he's around his zone, he's close.
Oh,
Yeah, I reckon he had the speed to count.
tackle. So we think David Wells one down again. Does he go looking for the shot pole?
I reckon he goes looking for a bit of jack, Sammy. Just arriving.
No, he's going to try and get into this port on his forehand. If he's searching, as you said, JT ends up on top of the jack. Might be able to make more than one. Trying hard now.
Oh, here it comes.
David Wells.
Oh, I don't
Jeez,
know.
it pulled up quickly at the end.
I actually thought it was, once it cleared Ali's bowl, I thought it was good.
You just sort of assumed it was going to get off
See Ali then?
What did he say?
Pointed to his own chest, said, I've got it.
It just looked like with no touch under that it was going to end up on it. Cruising here, but a long way to 25. Ali FORSYTH leads 16 shots to 3.
I tend to always ask this
David
question,
Wells?
and then you always
Yeah.
imply that I'm insinuating that I want to tell my own story
Yeah,
afterwards, because I'm not.
It's
but that's not
because
what
you are.
No, I'm not. But
Go on.
what's the furthest you've been down in a match where you won, Sam?
Oh, I've got no idea.
It's just, these things happen occasionally.
Probably 7-1, but then I ended up losing yesterday. Slacksy probably hadn't been more than 8 down the game and every come back and won. He just has. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that.
Mm-hmm.
Go on.
No, it's not. I'm just asking you the question. You're the up-and-coming star. You're the one playing City Country tomorrow.
Real front runner. Sort of
Right.
give up after I get more than 4 down.
Yeah, you couldn't front run over the staff match that was on yesterday.
Yeah.
Could ya?
Twice in the same day.
Sorry.
Is there a rule that says you have to be, like if you're in a game of pennant, right, you don't have to be silent while the other person's on the mat. Like if you're playing front hand.
Let's just lower your voice a little bit. We did get kind of told off then.
No, I'm just asking a question,
Yeah.
talking normally to me to you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be silent. You don't have to talk while someone's on the mat.
I think there's a bit of good sportsmanship in, obviously, if you're, if you're about to play the bowl and someone, your opponents just directly stand behind you, you're not going to go and talk it there, are you?
Yeah.
But in terms of pennant, when you've got 3 or 4 rinks across the
There's always
green,
noise happening while you're
yeah,
on the mat.
yeah.
Yeah.
Look, noise or movement has never worried me. Like, I've always said that there could be someone doing a cartwheel naked behind the rink and I wouldn't even see them. Yeah, see, this is good. This is where the viewers chime in and give them, some of their feedback. Jeff Tiley was 14-1 down in a 21-up game and won. Great bowl there by Ali. David Clapham. He won his B grade this year, 24-14 down.
Who'd you beat? Did you beat your brother?
Nah, but he's never beaten me, though. I'm just the one who's facilitating the questions and the discussion, Sam.
Okay.
This is David's first big chance of maybe getting a multiple, Sammy.
Oh, just rocks out his other one down.
Ali doesn't have to change much, though, because if he lands either one of the bowls or even gets to his own and flops back in. Whew, Matty Blackburn. How's that score, Sammy? Kind of the reverse, though. He led by a lot and nearly spooned it by the sounds of things.
Track was okay. Was he with a chance to draw in for another one? Not a lot of room to do so. It's not great angles for Ali right now either.
Well, it's the last bowl, so it makes no difference anyway.
Obviously.
Pay attention, Sam.
Chances.
He's played it well.
Does he touch the jack? Does that make a certainty of it just 3 now?
I think it's 3. Looking at the head. Ooh, could be 4. Looks like 3.
All right, what's he doing? Mr. Wells. He's got himself on the board. Quick drinks break,
It's got to be
16-6.
something different, really. I mean, whilst it might keep Ellie's runner or driver in the game, but maybe something short where you can bang one on and put some pressure on him. Faye Winter, club singles, 19 to 4 down, 121 to 19. Interesting. Charlie Bosworth join us, up and coming junior star of Victorian Bowls, Sammy.
See him next week down at Club Sombra.
Back-to-back national junior pairs champion. It's not a bad effort.
Who with?
Kobe Cromie in both of them. Kobe actually won 3 in a row. He won the previous one with Will Mays.
Will Mays, who's retired from bowls?
I don't know, is Will Mays retired from bowls?
I don't know.
Didn't he play at MCC this year?
We'll find out. We'll bring it to you on episode 1 of the podcast.
So 16-6. Again, first bowl is going to be crucial. If David's got any chance of getting this game, he needs to start nailing that a fraction better. Glorious day here, Sammy, at Bendigo East Bowling Club. They've been fantastic hosts all week.
Also conditions. How many jelly slices have you had? You've had more than your fair share, son.
Well, I've had one every day, and I haven't had me lunch technically today, so I might have had more than one on a couple of occasions. The ladies do look after me in the kitchen here, so big shout out to all the volunteers in the kitchen, behind the bar, the greenkeepers, young Connor Fry.
Barbecue down the bottom. There's a heap
Yeah,
of
the guys down
doing
there.
good work.
There's Ellie, corrects. Oh, Steph. And I was about to say before you chimed in about the jelly slices,
Mm-hmm.
big shout out to Greater City of Bendigo, who are a great partner of this event. And also big shout out to Dandenong Club and Moama Bowling Club, who are our streaming partners. It's David Wells looks to trail the jack. Ooh. Just slides through that hole there. Now, according to the great man Spence, he said Will Mays had his leg in a moon boot during the season.
So that would say to me, retired.
Well, as Ali runs here, he's got a chance of getting the red bowl clean. Oh, he jammed it against his own toucher.
Got it too fine in the end.
Yeah, he gets it any other angle. It's going straight through the hole. Still plenty of room now. David's still going a bit here, Sammy. He might just skittle through the hole and keep rolling. Do you think Ellie goes again because he's already had a run, or he just backs himself to draw?
I don't know what he's looking for if he's trying to run at it. He shouldn't back himself to draw it off, but too much room.
I think the pace is good, Sammy. I think the pace is good.
So she has to hurry.
Pace is good. I was right with that statement. Did it get
Sure,
down
if it's
far
got all the
enough
way
for
down there,
shot?
man.
I'm just chuckling at one of the comments there.
A few of those are already clocked off early on at Friday lunchtime.
Yeah,
Tune into the Champs final for 2025.
I'm not
Why
sure
wouldn't you?
one of those persons actually hardly works. He just gets in his car, drive around, listens to streams all day.
So 16-6 and a measure for one either way, and it'll be a one to David Wells, so he gets back-to-back ends for the first time in the final.
16-7. Kieran Gardner says the best kitchen in Victoria is the Bendigo East Bowls Club. Hard to argue based off the last 9 days.
Happy to second that.
I'm going to go and get myself a burger and a jelly slice very
We've
soon.
had a burger every day.
Yeah.
Then you are walking around last night,
Don't talk about
wondering
last.
what's wrong with you.
So I blame Tony Sherbill.
Cheap eating.
Well, he's cheap eating and he secons me to these events.
You volunteered to be here.
No, I didn't want to be here. That's a lie. Of course I wanted to be here watching this great sport. So, no doubt David has changed things up a little bit. Matt quite far back, close to the tee, and Jack quite a long way down the other end, not quite on the tee. So, I'd argue this is the longest end we've played, Sammy. And maybe it's a theory, if I can get a couple on, Ali, maybe you're not what can hit as well over the longer distance. There's Ali's 2 opening ones. Not bad starters. Holding 2. No. David unfortunately crashes on his own. Are they still going a fraction, Sam?
I think it's slightly better.
It is slightly better. It's really good.
Well,
Is he down 2 or 3? 3
big
according.
danger.
Yeah, do you think David runs here?
He's lining up forehand. I thought he would have maybe followed the last one down.
He played forehand the last bowl. You were too busy playing with your phone.
That doesn't mean he couldn't have changed over and followed it down.
I'm just telling you. It's coming now. Whew, fair correction. Yeah, great bowl.
It's
Cuts it
turned-
back to
that
1.
has turned an absolute mile late underneath that. Look like we're going to get tackled up the front.
They could be classic 2s the way that one turned.
Don't know if Ali has a shot to move the jack down the line or not.
I
Or
don't
even
think so.
search and try and clip the last bowl out.
You know, I like that shot, Sammy.
Oh, okay.
I really do, because
I'm
the
back.
the score line is, in your favour. You got a little bit to play with. He'd be stiff to go down. Like, even if he does jam the jack against his own bowl, he should squeeze with it.
Holding 1, everything passed.
If he gets it right, he could either get the bowl clean. He's playing his backhand. Oh, no, he's not. He's changed.
Yeah, only because you said that and he heard you.
I don't think it was me that
No,
changed.
definitely not. Just had a look at the scoreboard, trying to work a few things out. We all want to see him try and search this bowl.
I want to see him
beforehand,
try and
don't we?
clip it out. Yeah. Here we go. Rightio. It's on its way.
Joshy.
It's coming now, Samuel.
Oh, is it getting down enough?
No, he wants to leave that now.
Oh, it's a fair attempt.
I love the body language.
It was on the way back late, but just misses and wins the end. It's a 1.
Stops the
17-7.
run.
Yep. Still one more final to come after this, the mixed pairs final, JT, and then we are done.
Have another practice today, Sam, in anticipation of the City Country tomorrow?
Nope.
It's not the attitude the selectors want to see, Sam. And then I seen your follow-up match yesterday afternoon, and that needs a lift as well.
Hang on, I won the game, but someone agreed to play sets play. Oh, that was me.
Unfortunate for you. All right, Ali's brought the mat forward a bit. Jack on the tee. Handy starter. Ali's looking close to correcting here. Not quite. I think David's still holding a shot. And a fair bowl from David Wells. That's two.
Boy, up to it.
This is probably his best opening two bowls for the match so far.
Yeah, good call.
He's playing some arriving weight here, Sammy. Trying to get down to the jack or the bowl.
Big chance.
Doesn't want
of
the hole.
Jack.
Oh, he got a bit of both, but not quite either of
Halves
them.
it sideways. If it's still two, Wellesley has an open draw for three. Then Ali doesn't have much on but a draw anyway.
A lot more room now, though. It's counting. Still lots of room. Is he going to draw this bowl, Sam?
No.
No. Wow.
No, I can't tell you where he's going to miss, but it won't be the shot. Oh, stick with me. I'm a good judge.
You're one down, Sam.
Wellesley has a chance himself to...
Yeah, but we weren't talking about Wellesley in this bowl. What about the last bowl? What's he looking at here? Is he thinking about running the bowl, you reckon? Running the bowl, running
Surely,
the
even
jack?
if he missed and went the jack, is working in his favour.
I think he's definitely considering it. Bowl or jack? You know, he's on the narrow side, but he might get a bit of both. Oh. Done enough to make one, I reckon.
Yep.
To have replay that, well done, Josh. Gets the first one, screws off onto the shot bowl, rocks it over 5 or 6 times, and gets shot. I reckon I nailed how many times it rolled over. That was just a pure guess. 17-8.
Like you said, JT, actually just heard Ali more chances of getting a result on sort of that side of the bowl than on the other. 17-8, just hanging around here, David Wells. Won 3 of the last 4 ends. Can he come on with that?
What was the question?
Wasn't really a question.
Okay.
He's won 3 of the last 4 ends. Can he continue on with that and just put a little bit, not so much pressure, but get himself going on the scoreboard as well?
Well, he definitely needs to do this to get back in the game. String ends together. And hopefully a couple of multiples too.
Well, potentially, what is this, end 17? The loosest 4 bowls we've seen to start and end in this final so far. David Wells fix this one up. He will do enough for one. Ferris Bonds just wants to hang on. No.
It's definitely Ellie's loosest end, I'd argue, Sam.
There's no way he can really drive to get himself out of trouble. He's not in trouble, he's only one down. Was only one down.
Still could be. There's a fair bit of turn and finish there on that hand.
Just the one. Yeah. Last bowl's third shot. Yeah. Thank you.
He'll back himself just a dead draw here. Much higher line. All down to the speed now. Looking all right, Sammy. Well played. That's one daily FORSYTH. The lead is back out to 10, 18-8.
David Wells is probably in the camp of people that think singles is the worst format and you should only get 3 bowls after that. I'm also in that camp. Back out to 18-8. 7 shots away from the title.
Ellie looking to improve. Couple feet here Straighten the line a little bit too. Looking better. Yes, Matty Blackburn. I was aware of that. He's playing Platinum Pendant up there this year for East Maitland. He misses the round 1 match tonight, but we'll be playing rounds 2 and 3 over the weekend. As David Wells comes in, he's awfully close. Slides under Ali's bowl. Great shot. Ali's having a run, looking for the shot bowl already. I thought he had it halfway down, Sammy. Really just missed.
I didn't quite catch that. Oh, yes. It is unfortunate. He's changed overhands, hasn't he? I
Yep.
missed the start of the set.
And no, that's the first bowl he's changed over.
Yep.
Don't think Ali. I was going to say he won't run again.
I don't really think that shot's on anymore.
No, just play the back end, sit the shot bowl. Don't think he's there, Sammy.
One or two here.
I didn't see
Me too.
what Johnny paddled there.
What if it's 2 and Wellesley draws in for 3?
He's definitely on a high line, that's for sure. No danger in the bowl, giving the shot away or anything like that. Just going a bit. And it'll be 2 to David Wells. 18-10.
Gets to double figures before Ali got to 20. About half an hour ago, that wasn't looking
No, it wasn't
like
on the
that
cards
could
at
be
all.
the case at all.
He's definitely improved since the start, David.
So last little run of blue there since N13. Got that 3 to get himself going, and then it's a little bit of an arm wrestle since then. Of course, there's 2 more to go on after end number 18. So 18-10. Is he able to string the next 2 ends together? Even if he just gets a couple of ones. Seen Ali in a lot of his games has actually been in arm wrestles early and then broken away after halfway. This is the first time he sort of led at the start. Now he's in a bit of an arm wrestle again. Wellesley's won, 5 of the last 7 ends?
I was going to ask you, what do you do if you're down like this, Sam? Is there a little strategies you apply? Like, do you try and win a couple ends in a row or set yourself a target you want to get to before they score again? Is there something you do in your own head to try and...
Usually, if we're able to win the end in one,
Yeah.
is fine. But in saying that, we saw that the other night in the Carla and Kelly game. Carla would have run close to 5 or 6 ends in a row for a 5 or 6 shot lead.
Yeah.
And then Kelly went on that extraordinary run, which
4.
is probably unusual. A run like that in itself is unusual, but it can still happen in games where 1s and 2s and 3s, maybe not to, what was it? 15 shots in 5 ends?
14
Something
shots in
like
5
that?
ends. Yep. I try to break it down. So if I'm down by a margin, and let's use the current score, 18-10, I'll say to myself, I want to get to 13 before, or 14 before Ali scores again.
Correction.
It's all down to the speed now, Sammy.
Who's just started to, for the first time in the last couple of days, pull up short with a few bowls. Seems to be battling for the weight a little bit here.
We are playing extremely long end, Sammy.
No change. They line up forehand.
Yeah. I reckon he might be swinging. Swinging quick. Yeah, that's not the result he was looking for. Big chance here.
He just said brilliant.
Yeah, like that's a sarcastic brilliant.
So David Wells out of nowhere, chance to draw for 4.
Ali will have right of reply.
He's going to have to draw the shot, you'd think. Nothing on the green right now.
No, it's going to have... Yeah, you're right. Back to the dead draw. Obviously, he didn't want to be able to target, but it's probably still giving him a lot of room to cut a couple out.
Giving him a lot of room. Yeah, you're right, to draw third.
And a man of Valley's talent should do this. Sammy. Oh my God.
Damn.
Oh wow. He'll take that. 1 down. Or 1 to David Wells. The great thing about that is he played weight that he gave his bowler a chance so he could have got shot. And if he missed, he's probably still getting third shot, which I think he could wear or cop. Couple ends in a row.
Said that all Dave needed to do was win the end. I love to hold on to at least more than 1 there.
Oh, of course.
Realistically. Just chipping away at this lead. Back to 7 the diff. Well. Is that going to end up being costly or not?
We can definitely see a different map position, which we've seen here with Ali bringing it right up. Legal length. What do you think? Let's have a look here.
You know what? I don't know about that.
Oh.
Can't put it back where it was. Have
No.
they already agreed that?
No, I don't think there was a bit of miscommunication there. I think David asked for wanted the jack measured, and Johnny misheard that, but that's all right. These things happen sometimes. We move on, put it back in the right spot and measure. Short. Now it's got to go back on the tee because David Wells had already rolled the jack in the pit. That's all right. It's all happening here, Sam. Making the game interesting.
So we'll play ditch to ditch after all. This will be end at number 20. FORSYTH hasn't picked up a multiple JT since end number 7 We picked up that 3.
Yeah. You said he needed to win the next 2 ends to really make a game of it. That's not one way of doing it. Starter here from Ali. That is a bomb.
Especially after Wells, he was probably... Obviously, this is his length. He's... Well, not necessarily... what he's preferring. But it's sort of been forced to play into, given how well he started the game. Shorter ends. Yeah, it's not a terrible response. Just going.
Just going to pull up shorty semi.
Chance again?
Yeah. Just a fraction wide with that speed.
Never really getting down in time for the shot, but builds it up. Next 2.
Much better weight here from Ali Semi. Really get down in time. He's asking it to run. Maybe not quite. One it is.
Can D Wells afford to go searching?
I think that's what he's definitely doing. Changes to his backhand. It's close. Look at the late turn on that semi. Jack eye weight.
It's gone sideways and it's probably finished the bowl in front of the jack nearly in the end. Okay.
Ali be looking just to get to his own. Tap it.
Yeah. FORSYTH holding 1, looking to add another one in, trying to get himself to 20. He's not a million miles away.
Awfully close to doing what he needs to do.
Any contacts.
Oh.
Flicks it and falls back. One.
9 and 11.
Good question coming from Gary Horwood. Hi guys,
You
it's
say
David Wells.
Gary Horwood.
Yeah. Once played North Baldwin and won a state singles
So,
title in 1998.
Yes, I did hear that it was North Baldwin where he started.
That is incorrect.
You don't reckon?
1997.
Oh, the state title player. But I'm just saying he did.
For North Baldwin, yes. State singles.
That's when he first started and made the statement that he won't play pennant until he wins the state singles, and took him 3 years.
Before I was born. Well, that's great.
What year were you born, Samuel?
99.
It's my last year of high school.
You old. Champion of Champions was won by who in 2024?
Brad Marin.
Oh. 23?
Breton Code.
22? You're here for it. On B Green.
Gonna say Schrainer.
No, but they might be playing in the mixed pairs final tonight.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Yatesy won one.
Yep. Who'd he beat? I played there at the Vic Open at his club. At Hayfield.
Oh, Rowan Kelly.
Hmm.
Do you remember? That's good.
21?
Go
From
back
Benny
to Schrainer.
Gillis. Yep. 2020?
Yeah, that's the one. I know that one because I got beaten the semi. That's Reece Jeffs.
West Coast Bowls.
Shh.
Oh, sorry. 2019. Now Deer Park. Formerly from Geelong.
Bushy.
2018.
And that's Snelly.
2017.
Snelly again.
2016. Just won a state title this week. As Skip.
Let me think about this. We've got to get back to the game in a second. Uh, 2016.
And has won a state title this week as a Skip. Great clues. Cannot believe you haven't got this.
Not Mike Pearce.
No. Good guess.
Who else has wanted to skip?
Shot.
Tratty.
Well done. Last bowl shot. We'll come back to it in a sec.
Warren. No, Ali's not using Tigers today. He's actually using his Dreamline XGs. He hasn't used his Tigers at all this week because the greens are too quick.
Yeah.
And David's bowls say Classic 2s, but I feel like they're a narrower Classic 2. Right, Ali's currently holding one.
Needs to throw in a second because Wells has got next 3 after the shot bowl. Just not letting go in time.
Just about.
Trying hard now.
Here it comes. It's probably good enough, Sammy.
I think it might be. Well, here's now. Situation we think it's to the way of Ali.
David's going for a look.
First time in the game, he's going to come and have a look at things. 2015.
I'm going to need some hints now.
Might be coming for a look at the head.
David Wells. That's a good hint.
That's pretty it's a bit straightforward. 2014. Here's a man who can play bowls and has been around for a long time, but I wasn't aware it actually won a Champion of Champions. Won region sides this year in the gold tier in the men's.
All right, so that was Metro West.
2014, this is.
Yeah, Metro West.
All right, I'll give you some time to think about it because we're just going to play an important last bowl here.
Yeah, 2 down. He needs to get this shot. I think he's high, Sammy.
Yeah,
I don't think he's getting back down in time. It is coming now.
don't give it up on it, JT.
Oh, wow.
Well, if it's not shot, it's cut out the last of values you'd think.
No, so what Ali's done is pull his ball out there because he knows that one's not in the count. So it's going to be a look at who's shot between.
So Ali thinks he probably has shot given the fact that he hasn't picked up the jack and already conceded.
I reckon you're right. What it is, that's 20 to 11. He cuts one out.
Gets himself to 20 and just steadies the ship slightly. 20 shots to 11 in the race to 25 for the men's champion of champions singles title for 2025. You're only just joining us. Still one more live stream to come after this. It'll be the mixed pairs final coming up. Going back to our list of previous winners, JT, 2014.
Played in Metro West's winning region side this year.
Do you want another clue?
Hang
I
on.
don't
Just,
give it away
I
completely.
played Metro West in the sectional play. Imagine it was someone from the rink I played in. I didn't even realise.
It might have been. Oh, no, I don't think it was.
Brennan Anderson.
Wasn't that rink?
Oh, because
Come on.
no, I was gonna say Great Bar by Ali. I was gonna say Phelpsy then, but Phelpsy won the state singles, I reckon.
So the club this person plays at now is the same club he played for in 2014.
Yeah, so then to me, my natural reaction is it's either got to be an Altona person or a Yarraville Footscray person.
Fair effort in response from Dave Wells. It's just drifting across. Seen that a few times this game.
Did this person get beat in a final this week? Oh no, he didn't play region sides.
No, this person has pulled on the big fee before, though.
Great starters there from Ellie.
This is good stuff. He might just get to the other side of the head, give Wellesley a bit more of a look at it. Can play more aggressive if he wants, but the same speed will be enough to trail back to his own.
Not Benny Lachlan.
Well done.
Yeah, it took me a little bit. My apologies.
So he played the same speed to get up into the jack and trail it in time. I don't know.
It's going early. Didn't have the weight.
2013.
Oh, yeah. You'll have to give me a clue. That's 12 years ago.
Previous winner, but for a different club.
Schreiner.
2012.
Probably Schreiner again.
No, but yeah, stand by.
I know he's won it a fair few times. All right, Ali is close.
Wants to get away from the head. You can hear it urging it on to hurry away.
Leave a hole.
Just leaves a gap.
I still reckon there's every chance David is reaching.
Into him here, 3 down, driving. Under. Is he going to get a result of this?
Hit it too straight.
Yeah, that was it.
Need to hit the edge to get it back.
Takes one out.
So what'd you say, 2013? Is that what we're up to?
No, we're up to 23 Schreiner for Brighton in 2012.
Brad Holland's won it once, I know, or at least twice. Is it him? No? Was he won state singles then?
Might be state singles you're thinking of. Has represented Victoria and Australia, and may or may not be playing this weekend. Not sure if he's in the same side as Ali. I'm not quite sure. Someone mentioned it's Ali G versus this person is the matchup tomorrow.
That's Belrose. Oh, snapper.
Oh, well done.
I got there. Sorry, my bad.
Wellesley on the run again here. Needs to make some sort of contact.
Close.
So holding on, JT.
It's killing.
Does it stay in?
Oh, it stayed in.
Oh, and the touch
followed on.
The toucher follows on. The jack stays in, and David Wells will win this end.
One it is.
Staying alive, confirmed as 20 shots to 12. All right, it's pretty easy from here. 2011.
Why is it easy?
Did you just say the same person a few times?
Schreiner.
All right. Now, with an exception, 2010. From the same club as someone who was also in the Champion of Champions field yesterday in the quarterfinal. Great clue. Has just been picked to represent Australia, but it's not him. Someone else from his club. You won't. Yeah, I actually don't think you'll get it.
I need a better
You
clue.
were around in 2010.
Okay,
So who you think I'm trying to refer to?
Oh, no idea. So hang on, he's
Was
played
in the field yesterday in the champs in the quarterfinals.
someone from the same club that you're saying, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yep. Quarterfinals was.
So this person has just been picked to represent Australia as well. That was here yesterday playing.
I'm sort of baffled with that clue, but anyway.
You and I both think he's a fantastic human.
Hang on.
Just think who was here yesterday that got beat in the quarterfinals. On A green.
Yeah, so Brody beat Tyson.
Yes.
Now Youngie got beat. Yeah. What, Chris Young?
No, but it's someone else from his club that won it in 2010.
From Schellenbach?
Yeah.
Oh, I know now. Grant Seary.
Well done. See, the good clues come through.
Rightio. Let's get back to the game.
Rightio.
Ali's close here. He's just got to hang on, Sammy. I'm surprised he hasn't messaged me, but he wouldn't want to give me the clues. All right, David Wells got one. Bowls trivia as we're broadcasting the match. I reckon Ali's running.
I reckon you're spot on.
Gets both.
Yeah, gets any of the last chance, isn't he? Very close, JT.
All right. One's out.
It's one. He's wanting these last to stay up at the back of the rink. Has it? We can't quite see from here.
It did.
So just another option if David Wells isn't able to draw in right now. See there.
Not quite.
Just covers up the jack.
Trying to desecrate those angles again.
Might only have 1 second.
He's running again, Sam. He might have the jacky semi. And he got the back bowl out. What happened to the other one?
If the jack stays in, he's made 100.
His touch is in the pit.
What happened? He doesn't sound stoked.
Did the jack go out? I can't see it.
Well, if the jack stayed in, he's made 4. Obviously, it's gone out.
Yep, dead end.
The jack stays in. It's 24-12.
Come on, Josh, you got to get a bit of replay of that so we can see it, mate, you know?
Somehow misses both bowls. Jack takes the back one out on the way through.
He would have had 4. You're spot on.
At that angle, it hasn't gone out by far. And not for the first time. Dave Wells is...
We're up
Oh,
to
the jack
Bowls
of the
trivia.
ditch.
Let's do a couple more wins.
See, hey, this is something we could bring to.
So up to 2008, I think,
so
aren't we?
2010 was Grant Seary from Challenbar,
Yep.
who, as Chris Young has mentioned, went on to win the Australian Champion of Champions.
I remember that.
We'll get back into the rhythm of saying the same person's name a few times.
Schroner.
2009.
Schroner.
For what club?
2009. Karingal.
Yep. 2008.
Schroner.
For?
Karingal.
Yep. 2007.
Am I saying Schroner
No
again?
more Schroner.
Okay.
Schroner done. He's already won 70.
Yeah, give me a clue.
What would you like? This person has played in MCC's winning Premier Reserve side this year.
MCC's winning. Brad Martin.
Good clue. No.
Oh.
Good guess.
Russell Green.
Well done. Now, for the first time on the list, this is someone I don't know,
Ooh.
but they come from the hub club of the Over 60s Carnival, or represented them in the year they won it.
So Barham.
Mm.
Burmeister.
Yes.
Dickie Burmeister.
Right.
Great start there by Ali.
2005. Was he yesterday watching?
Matty Flapper.
For what club?
5, he would have been nearly central
Oh,
Windaree.
you're good. You're pretty good. You're back.
Wellsy, look at this. Get on down. Nearly.
You want another one. You're on fire, I can tell. 2004.
2004.
From the club where we play Premier and Reserve finals except for their grand final.
Probably Jaco.
Very good. Very good.
David wouldn't be looking to change much here, Sammy. Just get to his own just underneath.
There
He
you
wants
go.
to touch his or just under.
Wants to go with it.
We're getting some late turn there at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Huge late turn.
These gaps either side might be enough for 2.
Thought he might have ran.
Is he close?
Yeah, nearly close to getting the jack.
Just to move a bit.
Oh,
Like that held the line for a fair bit of the way.
it does usually hold its line that side. Does that change Ali's train of thought, Sammy? He's got forehand in his hand at the moment. So looking maybe just to back on the draw, sit the shot bolt or touch his own. Warren, oh, he's running.
Forehand weight.
It's an interesting move. All right. Warren, I couldn't tell you exactly what time the next match is going to start because it's depending on this match for starters.
About an hour ago, we would have said about now. It might still be another hour or 2.
2. So, 2014. It's the smallest margin we've had for a while.
It's become a real arm wrestle. We're playing now what'll be the 24th end of the game.
Right, overs and unders. How many ends in the match? Over 30, under 30.
Under 30.
Okay.
Under 30. Ali, we mentioned before, he hasn't picked up a multiple since that 7th end. The last 9 ends that he's won have been all singles. What are your thoughts? Where do we go next? Does Wellesley, does it continue to be a real arm wrestle still?
I think it's going to be an arm wrestle. Feels like an arm wrestle.
Feel like Ali's good in the next half hour to play 1 or 2 really good ends just on the draw.
This will be the first.
Not right on it, but a pretty handy start. Just
You still don't
gets
mind
up to a
those ones
strange
because
old angle.
you hide the
Covering up
jack.
the jack.
There are some bowlers, I wouldn't say neither of these two, that have a real battle once the jack is hidden. Well, you said it, Sam. David Wells has nearly drawn this.
Oh, tricky for some. Not for David Wells. Does enough.
That's why I said neither of these two, Sam.
I feel like Ali's opening bowl gives him something to
Just get there.
correct on.
Yep.
Some chance. Needs to run the trip now.
Has.
Makes contact.
Oh. Well, Johnny's having a good look here. Measure. Good question, Benny. Right. Ali be looking to play something similar, get to his own
I
rocket,
don't think he hated it out the hand.
get to David's and rocket once,
JT.
or just dead draw it.
Little touch off the front and stops. And, well,
It's definitely one now, because prior to that, Johnny Roberts said it was a measure of a shot.
what does D. Wells do here?
Is there anything lined up for a runner, Sam? Would
Can
like
he
the
afford
behind.
to play a runner?
Well, not if you pull it wide or narrow, depending on which hand you play, and pull your own out. Then you're 3 down with Ali having a free hit for 4. I think there's enough sort of like a funnel there that he might still do it though. On his forehand. No, he's playing backhand. On the draw still. Oh, halfway down I thought it was good, Sammy. So it's still at least one.
Yeah, even if Ali looks to turn out. Is the last of Wells is that his closest? Probably not if it was a measure between the other two before that.
Hey Donny, we don't know what time the mixed pairs will start, mate, because it's dependent on this game. They'll probably finish this game and have a half an hour lunch break. Alright, Ali trying to get now down to the red. He is close, Sammy.
Big chance. Go now. Did well.
Yeah, 2 crackers. Could be 2, could be 3.
You just see a little fist pump there as well. He might be keen for 3 here.
Measures coming out.
On that angle, it looks very, very close. It is the 3. The third one was in. Just saw a little fist pump there from Ali as he drew the last one in. He knew. He knew he's 2 away from the Champion of Champions title for 2025. Can he do it on this end? I'm honestly surprised JT just having a look on the lead. Well, obviously we went through it before that he hasn't won a Champion of Champions before. I don't think from looking through the list from what I can see that he's won a state singles either.
Who's that?
Ali.
No, I don't think he's won either.
She's runner up to Matty O'Brien in 2023.
Handy bowl from Ali. Yeah, got it. The shot.
Any contact now? Works in Ali's favour. Needs the 2 more. Backhand, just trying to make any sort of contact with the shot bowl. JT.
He is oh, I thought that was getting down better.
I don't think he can quite believe it either. It looked like for half a moment, halfway down, it might have needed to hold on. Held its line a long way and then went light, or then went late. Meanwhile, David Wells,
Whew.
wow, that's a pretty good result.
Gap's still the same.
Gap between the front pole, Jack's the same. Ali's just trying to work out if he's got 3rd and 4th. He does. So any contact will still pop the Jack down the line to make
He's going bigger,
the
Sammy.
2, but he's changing hands. And as you said, JT,
I reckon he's just missing.
big weight. We'll play another Ren. Can David Wells add a 3rd? Needs to. Just about has to make this one count and be in for 3.
This is a free hit there.
Two for 23-16. Ellie now is going to have last bowl quite a few times. He might not need it, of course. Well, he's going to have to set the heads up pretty well from here on in to have any sort of chance. Three threes.
Unlikely.
Picked up 1-3 for the game on in 13, which is halfway through this contest. Rest 1s and 2s. You touched on earlier in the game that it had potential to be numbers to tick over quite quickly, and it was happening. It's just dried right up, apart from the last 2 ends where there's actually been a 3 and a 2. Handy starters from both. Ali, it's enough for 1. FORSYTH's close.
Not quite, Sammy. Ali not far away again, Sam.
This looks pretty good. You cover up the Jack. No, he cannot.
David will definitely be arriving here.
I wonder what weight he's going to play.
Reaching weight. Turn the Jack. Set the bowls. Yeah, is he going to hang on?
Wants to miss that. That's
Changes
wide.
the angles.
That's wide.
Kim, the mixed pairs is on after this. We'll have a short lunch break and then we'll come out and play that final.
On the trot. Holding the title. Goes for coverage. What are you playing?
Well, you're not going to try and dead draw and drop short, so you've got to give the bowler a chance, Sammy.
David Wells, 2 down. Must impact the head, JT.
It's coming, Sammy, but not quick enough. And there we have it.
What an effort.
Ali FORSYTH is our men's 2025 champion winner. He will now represent Victoria at the National Championships in Tasmania in November. Fantastic game. Ali jumped out to the start. Good start. Got a bit of a lead. David
Credit to
grinded.
Wellesley.
Yep, grinded and made a game out of it. We played 25 and so fantastic game. I'll handball to you to conclude the stream, Sam. Well,
that's all I've got for you. Can't add much more than that. Ali FORSYTH just a little bit too good. His first Champion of Champions title in Victoria. He's the 2025 winner. 25 shots to 16 over David Wells. Pretty worthy runner-up. And there's still one more final to go. The mixed pairs will be back very shortly here from Benny O's Bowling Club. Big thanks, of course, to the Moama and Dandenong Bowls Clubs for powering the stream. And as we said, we're back on closer to 2 p.m. for the mixed pairs final. Congratulations to Ali FORSYTH.